Good day, football fans, and possibly even non-football fans watching this. What you're about to watch is actually going to get a lot deeper than you think it's going to be. You probably even saw the thumbnail and title of this video and thought it was going to be a joke. But brace yourselves, because this is actually the hardest video I ever had to make, as I go over the story of how a sports team in the Atlanta Falcons and how they changed my life in many ways for the better. During the month of August, I'm usually pretty booked with content on YouTube, and also outside of YouTube, I'm pretty booked. So for this month's video essay, I needed something a little lighter to write out. What I mean by that is, the last few video essays have required a lot of research and studying, making sure I get some correct facts and truths so the audience doesn't go crazy, while also implementing my own opinions and takes on whatever the topic may be. This video essay, however, is just story time. No researching online, no going back and rewatching scenes to see anything new I might have missed the first time. Just me telling a story of my past. But that's also the catch. Remember when I said earlier that this is one of the hardest videos I've ever had to make? Sharing a personal story of mine is why. And I can admit that as time goes by, no, it's not the deepest, most emotional story you'll ever hear like I had truly believed while going through it, but I guess everyone has a different story, and what would really be the point of life if there was no challenge, like revealing a story of mine. And also, August is when football season starts with all of the preseason games and some college football going on, so I thought I might as well make a football-themed video essay. This one going over my all-time favorite sports team, the Atlanta Falcons. And immediately you probably laughed at that just because of their lack of success really, so how in the world can they change my life? Let's begin. This all happened literally 10 years ago, August 2014, which is just a cool coincidence that I'm making a video essay of something that is now 10 years old as I record this. Well, I take that back. The story really began a year before that. And a little before that. What I'm basically trying to start this off with is this. Before 2014, I didn't know jack freaking squat about football, let alone sports in general. But let's talk about football. American football, in case you non-Americans got triggered. What was my childhood and early teens like? I really just doodled cartoon characters back at home. I didn't know digital drawing. I didn't really aspire to want to be anything big with it really. Simply put, I just used pencil and paper and doodled out characters. Sometimes I'd make cringy short films from time to time, and maybe watched some movies and played video games a lot. And that's about it. That's truly, honestly about it. I didn't have any friends because I was quiet as actual f***, and didn't talk to girls because I was awkward as actual f***. I didn't ever hang out with anyone after school. Like, yeah, that was my life. Just got home and doodled, and if I wasn't doodling, just kind of messing around and watching / playing whatever. I don't regret all that though. I don't feel I had to be one of the kids that stood out and got popular, as they say. It just simply helped me develop my creative mindset, and I think even ambitious mindset a bit. However, the one thing that I did wish I had during that time was I had always wished I could have the ability to speak normally to people. You know when people say they had a "you had to be there" moment? This is mine. You had to be there to know how truly awkward I actually was. Or maybe you didn't have to be, because it was hard to witness. Point is, I genuinely believe, I had to have been up there for the most socially awkward people you will ever meet. I cannot stress enough how bad it was to hear me speak a sentence and watch my extremely uncomfortable body language. I remember one of the things I said to a girl, believe it or not, I spoke to a girl before, that I thought would be flirtatious is, "Would you still be my friend even if I was stupid?" The worst part is, that's just the buildup. to how my life started to change. So to quickly build up the beginning of the story, basically there was a girl that I really liked, and somehow I had a super ability to actually speak to her. If that's even what I was doing, considering how awkward my sentences were. But while I can't exactly say what I said to her one Friday evening just because it was a bit explicit, I'll just word it as, my social skills were so bad, I said things to a girl that, maybe I shouldn't have. Why? Honestly, I don't think I even have a reason why. I just didn't really know what I was saying anytime I spoke a sentence. But regardless, it doesn't change the fact that I shouldn't have said inappropriate things. But it sadly isn't the only bad thing I said to anyone, because I didn't know how to speak normally. The only way I knew how to be humorous was to make fun of other people. And it's high school, of course every kid is gonna find making fun of others funny. Until it's not. At some point, the kids catch on to the fact of, okay, does this guy have any jokes up his sleeve that don't consist of inside jokes that make fun of others? Also, what in the world did he just say to that girl? That was wildly inappropriate. Maybe he should get a taste of his own medicine. I don't know if that's actually what they said, but I at least know that's why I got bullied. Now, I've been bullied before all of that went down. I was physically bullied in elementary, but for some reason I wasn't totally hurt by that. I more just kind of shrugged it off. In 9th grade, when everyone more just verbally bullied me and cyberbullied me, that hit differently. But I think I know why, though I didn't understand then. I look back and think, I don't think it was the bullying that hurt me, or at least it was only a little bit of why it hurt me. It was really the realization of who I was that hurt me. The reality was that I was an awkward kid that didn't know how to socialize, and the only thing I was capable of doing was saying things that I shouldn't that hurt others, especially towards a girl. I didn't really mean to though, cause I just only knew so little about socializing, but point is, I knew the person I was at the time. I even went to therapy that year to kind of try and see how I can overcome this and whatnot. Okay, so finally the part where football comes in. This was during the spring of my 9th grade year, and that of course means the high school spring football game is coming up. To be honest, even though I knew nothing about the sport, there was always an inner part of me that was interested in joining. Why? Truthfully, I can't really say why. The only reasonings I guess I can think of is maybe I was wanting to just do something big and respectable people would admire me for. Because it's high school, all you want is approval. But even then, I don't know if that's truly why I wanted to join football. All I can tell you is, the sign from life to join football screamed at me because to this very day, I have absolutely no idea how one night after getting out of the shower, I saw an MDB football shirt in my drawer, which was the initials of my school. No clue. Absolutely no clue how that got there, but it obviously told me to join, and so I did, over the summer. I'll kind of skim through this part because even I'm getting a little impatient to want to talk about how the Falcons have anything to do with this, but long story short, the summer workouts were pretty tough. Meeting big players was scary at the time, but it's at least safe to say I made the right decision. I ended up making some friends that year. I no longer got bullied, so I guess if respect is what I was looking for, I got that, but I got even more than that. Playing on the football field, barely, because I sucked, was just another you had to be there moment for me. I have just never been so amazed in my life. I thought walking onto such a big stage was seriously so electric, exciting, I'll just never forget it. And then blah blah blah, I had a good 10th grade year and I was happy again, and really ever since then, football has become a huge part of my life. But how big? The Atlanta Falcons made things pretty big. But choosing my team didn't come easy, because I simply just had no idea how to choose a team. I was so lost on sports, seriously, and really, I didn't know any of the positions in football. I didn't know what a touchdown was. I didn't even know what shoulder pads were called. Like when I was putting them on, I was like, what are these called? Legit, I was a clueless individual. But because I played video games a lot, I figured the way you choose your team is you choose the best team available, right? Like, in video games, you normally play as the strongest character or pick the strongest weapon or whatever so you can win the game. I just thought that's how football worked. So, I liked the Broncos and Cardinals at that time because in 2014 they were really good. But everyone kept saying, bandwagoner. Okay, so now that they yelled in my ear on how to choose a team, let's choose a real team. My brother and I were regretfully playing Madden because we thought playing that game would help us understand football better and whatnot. So while doing so, he found his team, the Miami Dolphins. Because we were born and raised in Florida for 20 plus years of our life, why not support a Florida team? Makes sense. But I'm his identical twin brother. I can't choose the same team. I gotta be different. To be real with you, at the time, I didn't know there were more than one Florida teams at the time. I didn't know the Jaguars and Buccaneers existed. We lived near the Orlando area of Florida, so if I had seen the Bucs, would I have become a Bucs fan? The answer is no, because when I saw the Atlanta Falcons, it caught my interest heavily. Every year in December, my family always takes a little hiking and camping trip up North Georgia. This has been happening since 2012. And remembering the nostalgia of being up there and having fun made me wonder, maybe I should just root for the Falcons. I always have fun when we're up in North Georgia, and it's the closest team to me without knowing the Bucs and Jags exist. Let's do it. And so, after not knowing how to choose a team in 2014, I finally knew how it worked in 2015 and have now been a Falcons fan for 9 years. And the memories with them go crazy. Where do I start? Probably the best way to start is by saying that my first ever Falcons game was the 2015 14-0 Panthers versus the 7-7 Falcons, I believe. All year, I obviously was mad that my division rival just wouldn't freaking lose a game, but how sweet did it feel to watch them finally go down against my Falcons in person. During 2016, it was fun to give out a motivational speech during high school and yelling Matt Ryan for MVP at the end of it.
Matt Ryan for MVP.
In 2019, my brother and I wanted to take an epic road trip to Atlanta to see the Eagles face the Falcons on Sunday night. And what a game that was during what was also already a nostalgic trip outside of football. And, not to rub salt in the wounds to my brother, but how exciting was it for me to see my Falcons beat my brother's Dolphins in person, after always losing to them previously, and having Cordero Patterson throw a football to me. And the Falcons posted it on social media. To summarize all that I said shortly, I simply just have a lot of happy memories with this team. And it's crazy to think just how big football can turn around your life. You can come from being a bullied, clueless kid to a happy, likable person, just from watching athletes throw a ball. But that's not all, really. The biggest thing that's ever happened to me as far as Falcons go was starting my own YouTube channel, Rise Up Rundown. That channel goes over what you think it does, my overall opinions on the Falcons and how I feel about a player and the team schedule and all that. But that channel taught me business. The channel actually blew up in its first year, reaching 1K subscribers and averaged around 1 to 5K views each video, which is insane for its first year. It taught me how to be consistent, make sure you upload a video when you say it will, make sure you research and study so you know what you're saying and you don't sound like an idiot. At first, I used to take hate comments personally, but hey, it taught me over time not to respond to hate comments, or at least not to respond in an emotional way. I ended up interviewing other Falcons YouTubers, which truly helped me improve my communication skills after sucking at it for years. I met other Rise Up Rundown fans in person, and now that I live near Atlanta, I occasionally run into people that say they recognize me and love my channel, which teaches me to be humble and respect my past. I don't really upload too much on that channel anymore for reasons I won't explain here, but at this point I think we all get the idea. To conclude this video, I'll end it off by saying that if you're being bullied or feel lost and feel like such a clueless individual, there's a way you can turn it around. Life will give you crazy signs to look out for, but don't be afraid to listen to it. Try out what seems crazy to you. and you never know where it'll take you. Who knows? Maybe it'll give you friends. It could teach you business. It could make you happy again. But regardless, something is out there for you to try. You just gotta listen to the signs and believe in yourself and do it. And to the Atlanta Falcons, and really the NFL and the sport of American football in general, thank you, truly, for changing my life in ways I'll never forget. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this type of content, then maybe you'll enjoy listening to me praise two NFL content creators on YouTube. Or maybe you want to go outside of the world of sports and listen to me praise two fictional anime characters. Or even praise a pop singer and his pop song. Anyway, I post monthly video essays to change the perspective of media and to start spreading more positivity and praise. And if you like this type of content, then subscribe, and you won't miss another month of video essays. And for all of you football fans, I hope you all have a great year. Unless you're playing in that stadium, in which I hope you do not have a good time.